looking at the ongoing Edo State Governorship Tribunal, had to adjourn for the second time. It was adjourned, the case was adjourned, hearing was adjourned from a Monday to Wednesday yesterday, and of course it was also adjourned again yesterday from yesterday to tomorrow being Friday. All right, so the whole story now is getting mixed up. There is the security angle of it. Good one to know that what we saw yesterday, we didn't see the first time where we saw, supporters making the environment very rowdy. We didn't really see that yesterday, but there's a particular aspect of it that, is already generating reactions. I mean, an armed personnel, a civilian armed personnel around, not too far from the premises of the tribunal, whether the security men saw him or not is a question that begs for an answer. And to look at the issue going on now, the expectation from all the parties involved in the hearing, in the case and all that, we are so privileged this morning to have two gentlemen here this morning. First and foremost, join me to welcome Mr. Esosa Ewe, the former Chief Press Secretary to Ikubauka Local Government Council. So welcome to the program this morning on ITV.
Thank you.
And also our revered legal luminary, Obakbolo, Emmanuel Obakbolo is also here with us this morning. Barrister, you're welcome to the program.
Good morning, sir. Pretty good morning to Nigerians.
Okay. All right, so I'll start with you, Mr. Esosa Ewe. Please help us make sense of the ongoing proceeding at the tribunal. What do you think, what are the expectations now from your own perspective, maybe for the PDP? What are your expectations?
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you, and good morning, Nigerians. We are aware that September 21st, 2024, the Edo Governorship election, keenly contested, as it were. And we are also aware of the various controversies that surrounded the outcome of the poll, which my party, the PDP, and our candidates had vehemently rejected. As a law-abiding organization, party per se, we had approached the Election Petition Tribunal, for which the hearing started sometime around last year, but because of adjournments and all that, but it has basically officially started this Monday, and you saw that the APC applied for an adjournment, that they had another case at the Supreme Court on the 14th of this month,
which was yesterday.
Yes, so they asked that the adjournment should be adjourned to yesterday, which was granted. But the Kachi-led tribunal had said that no such application would be granted because the application came all of a sudden. But we saw the drama at the court premises yesterday, especially as it concerns the sporadic shooting by one Marvins, whom we have identified.
No, you cannot.
No, we have identified.
We leave that as an allegation.
He has
now.
been identified.
Let's say it's an allegation. Yes.
No, he has been identified. You saw his face. His face has been identified. His affiliation, the political party for which he is affiliated, has also been identified. And you saw the drama that played around the court premises yesterday. So we expected that for such an important exercise, parties should be able to maintain law and order and ensure that the exercise goes smoothly and without rancor. Before now, we had advised our members, our teaming members, to stay away from the court. Your presence in the court, though, may give it some form of life, but it does not necessarily influence the judgment of the tribunal. So let us stay away. Let us allow the tribunal to make do their job and all that. But on the other side, it is not the same. The sporadic shooting yesterday was more of an impersonation. You heard the boy shouting, "Give us our mandate! Give us our mandate!" Shooting in the air. How can a party that has approached the court to seek for to seek for a fair judgment as it concerns its election, take on arms and begin to shoot. It's illogical. It's illogical. So we have also called on the Inspector General of Police to investigate that scenario yesterday and all of that security.
But how do you also think, let me follow that your line of thinking now, how do you also think that a party that has won the election and has been sworn in will even take up arms and do shootings sporadically?
That is the question.
We have to wait on both sides.
The last time you saw the rancor that ensued at the court premises. Most of these issues, unpopular issues, are being perpetrated by the APC. They are confirmed, and it's cause for serious cause for concern that a party that has claimed to win an election landslide is beginning to distract the process to ensure that possibly it does not even hold. In one of my pieces that I released the day before yesterday, I said that if the party had its way, they would even abolish this tribunal to ensure that it does not hold and just continue to sit illegally at Osadebe Avenue. So I think we should continue to call on the relevant authorities, agencies, to do the needful, especially by way of checking these distractions so that the exercise can go smoothly.
Okay. All right. So, Barrister Emmanuel Obakbolo, you are the legal luminary here, and you know these are legal issues we're talking about now. So, help us to make sense. 6 other political parties, you know, with the People's Democratic Party, you know, petitioning the victory of the All Progressives Congress at the tribunal, and of course, adjournments here and there and all that. So, help us make sense. What do you think are the expectations from your point of view?
Well, those who have approached the courts have expectations. But looking at it with the eye of an eagle, I think that with some of the drama we have seen displayed at the court premises, it's uncalled for. Those who approach the court know why they approach the court. And I think the proper thing to be done is what they have done. They have approached the court to seek justice. Well, I will say, you don't get justice, you exact justice. And that is to say, you prove your case with your facts and figures, then you get justice. And that is what they have done just now. But what gets me worried the more is seeing the kind of situation we saw yesterday. I saw the video via Sahara Reporters. The picture of the young man was glaring. It is not an hidden thing again. And
our camera also caught him, though it was from behind, though,
yeah,
you know.
Yes, and what, like I did say, what worries me in a dispute that is already in the court, you want to distract the court because you feel that the tribunal has a time span, and probably when you distract the tribunal, then you put the justices on a very tough situation where there will not be so much hurry. Probably the calculation is that these persons may not make mistake or mistakes, as the case may be. Then you now have ground for appeal. All those nonsense. And one, the court premises, that's Sapler Road, from the Benin prisons Aziz up to the Palm House, the police block one side of the road. That is one. Where the young man stood that I saw is almost directly opposite the golf course. Idenya police station is at the other side. We have government house. You have DSS, you have EFCC. You may know all of this security agency who apprehend this man. And the man was bold enough with the pump. See, I begin to wonder when I hear they say, oh, we have hit the ground running. We are on top of the situation. There are phrases like there are things in something is in the pipeline. I begin to wonder whether this may really Midwell.
All right, just hold on. The PD, please, can you pause it? Just pause it right there. So this exactly, all right, this is exactly the scene that we are talking about now. Now, I think, like what we said here, like what I said here, that it is still an allegation. So that's why we cannot actually mention any name here now. So we'll leave the investigation for security agencies because, as I were, you are saying that you are trying to make an allusion. My statement to that, my reaction to that is that how a government that is in power, what would they make them to want to go and start disturbing the peace of the proceedings and all that? So that's why the thing is still somehow, it's just somehow. So we'll leave the security.
That tells, I think that tells a lot of the brazen lawlessness and disregard for the rule of law that characterizes the Monday Okpebholo-led administration.
Well, let us be mindful of the way we say that.
No, upon taking up the office of governor, November 12 last year, you saw the violent situations across the state, particularly as it concerns taking over of revenue allocations and all that. Beyond that, we have also experienced the violent, lawless, and rudderless takeover of local governments.
Well, there are allegations also.
Local governments across Edo. As I speak with you now, the entire 18 local government councils in Edo have been violently and lawlessly taken over. All right, by councillors who have been influenced. By councillors who have been influenced by this administration. And even in some local governments, you have non-elected persons just invade the legislative secretariat and do whatever they want to do, get a phone boy to do a recording, and that's just it.
All right, so Emmanuel Bakpolo, you were trying to, trail, an issue a while ago, on this guy. All right, so yeah. All right, so you can, not too far from the security man, you can see. All right, so Barrister Emmanuel, just speak on.
So I begin to wonder whether some persons are really above the law. A situation like this, that even lawyers were not allowed to go into the court premises. Some of us were asked to park somewhere. Then you must identify yourself, reasonable identification for you to get into the court premises. And one non-state actor will just come and display flagrantly like this. Nobody could apprehend him. And the man had a field day. It really calls for worries. All right, and I begin to wonder, whether the fight against terrorism and all kidnapping, armed robbery, and others that you think, whether we are really serious with it. I can see a high degree of unseriousness in this country. And I wonder whether really this country someday will get to El Dorado.
Anyway, away from that now, because like what we are trying to establish here, that situation of that guy holding a gun is still somehow very, as far as I'm concerned, on this program, you can't really place it anywhere. I mean, if the PDP says that it is the APC, now the question we ask is, why would the APC do that? After all, they are in government. So they are not contesting the election, the result of the election. It is the PDP that is contesting the result of the election. So it's possible that maybe the supporters of the PDP, trying to cause a disarray. That is some thinking in some quarters of those. So that's the way
obvious.
People are looking at it on both sides.
It's very obvious.
Anyway, away from that, gentlemen, now, let us also look at another angle of what transpired yesterday, whereby a certain, person, that is going through the EFCC's investigation was mentioned to be a witness of the People's Democratic Party, one Okumbo.
Jonathan Okumbo is the secretary to the local governments in Orion. So he is also a principal witness in the ongoing tribunal. So I'm sure the EFCC got wind of his being a resident at a particular point in time at a popular hotel in the GRO area of Benin. And you can see that before now, I'm sure you have seen how members of the PDP have been harassed and assaulted and arrested and all that, most times on trumped-up charges and all that. So this is just one of those illegal arrests that members of the PDP and members of the Aswell team had faced, even before the election, flowing from the election up until now. But they were resisted because upon request by persons who were at the scene, they could not provide practicable warrant of arrest that gives them the rights or cover to pick Jonathan.
But the question we must ask about Jonathan Okubo's case is what led to the security agencies wanting to arrest him. I'll direct that question to Emmanuel Bakpolo, because the stories we read is that it is alleged that he has a firm, flouting it.
The issue of 6 billion
$6
for
billion
the Secretary of Local Government.
Emmanuel Bakpolo, I want you to react to that.
At times, some of the stories we hear, particularly with this administration in Edo State just now, there are something that are unthinkable. There are something that you cannot comprehend. And to my mind, they sound tsunami dangerous. And what do I mean by that?
But this allegation of Okumbona is not coming in from the Edo State government. It's coming in from the EFCC.
Hello, sir. Whether somebody must have petition.
From where did they get it?
Who did the petition? Whether the man is alleged to have embezzled, whatever, does that stop him from being a witness? Has he been convicted by the court? Even if he has been convicted by the court and is serving his prison term, and there is an information that he has, it can be subpoenaed to come to court to come and testify. So that does not stop him from giving his own side of the story. So that's why I wonder why they are trying to stop him from going to court to go and tell his own side of the story. Was he an agent to the People's Democratic Party during the election? That is the germane question.
Of course.
And if he is, then he can give his own side of the story. It's not to use one agency to stop him or to seize him from going to give his own side of the story.
You cannot say using an agency. The EFCC, if I petition Emmanuel Bakpolo before the EFCC, the EFCC will have to do its job. So the EFCC probably at that point is only trying to do its job. So
okay, they waited until he's in court so that they can stop. Listen, let's begin to tell ourselves the chloroquine bitter truth in this part of the world. If we cannot tell ourselves the truth, we are not going anywhere. If I, Emmanuel Bakpolo, cannot tell myself the truth, is it Evans that I can tell the truth? The answer is a no. So let's sit down. I didn't come here this morning to come and defend any person. You know me. I am not here to defend PDP. I'm not a PDP member. And I don't dream to be a member of any political party in Nigeria, because as far as I'm concerned, we don't have political party in Nigeria, but we have gangs. That's how I see it. Until there is reasonable conviction that we now have political parties in Nigeria, maybe that is the time some of us will say, okay, let's see if we can belong to one. But just now, no. And that is why when I see anything going wrong, I can say it. I say, no, this thing is wrong. If you see me doing wrong, tell me, Bakpolo, this thing you are doing is wrong. And I will change. And I will apologize to you. But in a situation where somebody sits tight, I listened to the APC state chairman. I was weeping when I was listening to him. Have you come to start throwing blames in this kind of situation?
No,
the situation
he has rights to his explanation. And of course, you, Barrister Emmanuel Bakpolo, you also have right to your reaction. I mean, it's a free word.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Let's condemn what is wrong.
Condemnable.
Even when you have defense, the first step to take is to condemn it. And not to begin to throw defense, you don't condemn it. That is what I'm saying.
But what is wrong may be relative. It may be relative, depends on the
relative in what sense? And that is why he's now accusing PDP. That person is a supporter of PDP. Look, how can a supporter of PDP with a PDP face cap and probably face mask will now go in a space like that and begin to shout? It's unreasonable. That does not make any sense
Then
to
the
me.
question, like I asked a while ago, how do you think a supporter of the APC will even... APC is not in contestation.
You could see that he personated to be a supporter of the PDP, such a crass strategy, that by the time he begins to shout and disturb the airwaves by shooting, they will think that he is a member of the PDP, and you could see the in-laws that came to pick him just after.
Anyway, away from that now, gentlemen, let us look at, ask more deeper questions now in this whole scenario playing out. When this whole tribunal issue was to start, I'm not a lawyer, but my only tool of looking at it now, some of the pre-hearing that we had was that the People's Democratic Party was going to challenge the outcome of the results. And of course, just as the hearing started at the tribunal, we started seeing whereby other political parties now started joining forces with the People's Democratic Party. Now, the People's Democratic Party was really not a small political party, with due respect to other political parties in the last election. Other political parties were not even small political parties either, but the People's Democratic Party was really not a small party. So, little wonder, what exactly is the People's Democratic Party, trying to do? Trying to get the support of other political parties. No. Why do you think the PDP cannot stand on its own? Establish, the facts, their case and all that, their witness, because they have enough witness as far as this case is concerned.
I think our case, our case is clear. From what we even provided yesterday, over 1,004 proofs as to the irregularities that characterize the election. You could see that the APC was jittery, and they even had not to apply. In fact, since the beginning of this whole thing, they have always applied for adjournment.
What they also put forward is that your case
they said
did not come in the way it should come in.
No, that was the response. That was the INEC counsel. The counsel to Governor Monday Okpebolo. Also, as soon as he saw those proofs, he had to apply for an adjournment till tomorrow, so that they can have their time to organize themselves to respond to those petitions. So the whole idea is to find a way to delay this process. Election petition is time-bound. So the whole idea is to delay the process. And for your question, as it concerns, our case is clear. We are not joining other parties to petition the tribunal. We are standing alone as a party. Our candidates are standing alone. They are standing alone. If other parties have their issues with the election of
other
September 21,
joining the PDP,
of course, if they do have, they are at liberty. And that is what they have done. So if there are perceived irregularities that characterize the election as it comes from their end, just as it has come from our end, I mean the PDP now, they are at liberty.
All right, so we'll take a short pause. We'll take a short break now. Then when we return, we'll further establish the whole case as we go on this discussion segment. And we'll bring the barrister in, Barrister Emmanuel Obakbolo, to help us make sense why the case was adjourned yesterday. Please stay tuned. Thank you one more time. The program is still right here on independent television. Now, to further refresh your mind, your memory about what we're talking about here, about what transpired yesterday. Well, let's go over the reports and let's have a playback so that it will further establish this segment one more time.
Senator Monday Okpebolo as winner of the September 21, 2024 governorship election commenced at about 10 a.m. with counsel to the petitioners and respondents present at the tribunal. When the matter came up for hearing, counsel to the governorship candidates of the Accord Party, Joy Tukfa, called witnesses Wisdom Zachary, who served as party agent in Akoko Edo, and Daisy Wanchuku, who served as an Accord Party agent in Ward 3, Unit 9, and Victoria Ogbebo, who resides in Army Barrack, Ipoba Hill, and served as party agents during the election. In their statements, the witnesses testified that there were election malpractices and stuffing of ballot boxes and harassment by political thugs. Counsel to Senator Monday Okpewolo Oyema Ikpeazu and other counsel cross-examined them, while the witnesses failed to give satisfactory evidence to back up their earlier statements before the tribunal. When the PDP came up for the first public hearing, lead counsel to PDP governorship candidate Dr. Aswe Ighodalo, Ken Mosiah, tendered certified copies and requested it marked as exhibit, but counsel to the first respondent, INEC, Kano Agabi, SAN, counsel to Senator Monday Okpewolo Oyema Ikpeazu, and that of APC objected, saying the documents must be filed and registered. After listening to the arguments of the counsel to the petitioner and the respondents, Chairman of the Tribunal, Justice Wilfred Boche, ordered immediate verification and adjourned till Friday, 17th January 2025. Ken Mosiah, the lead counsel to the petitioner, PDP governorship candidate Dr. Aswe Ighodalo, and the APC legal advisor Stephen Okoro comments on the public hearing.
The court adjourned the matter to enable us go and sort out, verify the availability of the documents that we intend to tender.
I am very sure that the judiciary, and I believe so very strongly, we do what is right by the people.
Verifying the things moving well, weaknesses, they're okay, and all that. Things are moving on well. There's no rancor, no cause for alarm.
At the court to witness the public hearing were APC and PDP chieftains, including Edo State Deputy Governor Dennis Idahosa, member 8th National Assembly Barrister Moside Igbenejun, amongst others. There were reports of shooting around the tribunal premises by some political thugs during the public hearing of petition. Deborah Ubefun, ITV News.
All right, thank you there before that lovely report there. Back on set on stage right now, Emmanuel Bakbolo, you are the lawyer here. Now, why will you think that a PDP would tender a document not filed, not registered, I mean, for such a case, and I mean, such a party that is in their need, such a party that is trying to prove a point that, hey, that election was not free and fair election. Maybe as time goes on, they may also say that they won the election after all. So why would PDP want to proceed with such, position?
Well, that could be, we see it happening in courts. We see situations like this. They happen. And what is needed to be done is to, one, do the proper verification to ascertain the credibility of the document you intend to tender. And that is what the counsel to the People's Democratic Party has just said. So I don't want to be too straight in trying to begin to maybe create lacuna for another person to take advantage of.
But they're already lacunas.
Yes,
I mean, they're already lacunas.
Yes.
At this stage, why will you want to go to such a case without registering and without even filing, your documents?
It's unfortunate, but it does happen. So I think what they need to do is to do the needful. Maybe bring an application, you annex those documents to it and file it properly, then you do the service. So, and the counsel to the INEC and the All Progressive Congress was smart to have
notice the lacuna.
Point that and say, look, something is wrong here, and that gives room. You know, one thing about the legal practice is that the era of surprises is no longer tenable in courts. That is why the court would tell you that, look, all necessary documents that you think you will rely on, you do front loading. You file them ahead so that you don't take the other party by surprise. So, and I think that's what just displayed yesterday. So it's a good one for the court. It's also a good one for the smartness
of the
APC counsel and that of the INEC.
Okay.
And also it's a message to the People's Democratic Party and other parties, other petitioners in the matter, to also know that they need to sit tight so that they can follow their matter judiciously.
As also aware, is the People's Democratic Party, are they ready? Are they really ready for this case?
Of course we are. The party is more than ready. Otherwise, we won't even approach the tribunal in the first place to seek redress as it concerns those irregularities. And you know that these the issue of registering those documents. These are proofs that are coming from those proofs have never been taken to courts. So if you are coming with a registration of those proofs, it's as if you are preempting the courts. So how?
Well, just like what the lawyer said, you also give benefits.
No, it gives credibility to the courts.
It gives credibility to the case. It gives credibility to the court. Then also you give the benefits of doubts to the respondents.
Yes, of course. The party should not be seen preempting the courts. I think that is why there was not a need in the first instance to have registered those documents,
because that would have amounted to preempting the court.
Preempting the court. Now the court has adjourned, so that both the parties involved would have all the time in the world to now do the necessary registration and then take up the matter from there. So that is not an issue at all.
Okay,
that is not an issue.
All right. So, Barrister Emmanuel, as we wrap up this case now, I think it is on that singular acts. That's why the case was adjourned yesterday to tomorrow. So right now, what do you think? How do you think the PDP and the All Progressives Congress now and INEC? I mean, now that the document has been registered and filed, so how do you think they are going to? What do you think will be the next move now?
Well, you know, one thing about the practice, particularly special court like the tribunal. You know, one, I tell people, the court has a lifespan. Two, if you are not ready, you are not properly prepared,
you waste your time.
You waste your time. So it may be to your disadvantage. And for INEC and the All Progressive Congress, they want to be buying time. So I think
they will want to help you waste your time.
Yeah, so the People's Democratic Party and others should know that they are running against time, because time is of the essence in this matter. So they should sit tight, and know how to follow their matter judiciously and religiously, as the case may be. So the court is mindful of every document that comes before it. So if you want to tender any document, know that document has gone through the
scrutiny,
the available process by the court, because the court is a process, and anything that happens in the court goes through a process. So, and the learned sick are aware of that. So they should know when to do the needful. If not, they may at the end of the day find themselves in a very tight corner. And you know, I saw somebody yesterday was telling me, can't you see the All Progressive Congress is getting an edge? Can't you see we are defeating them? I said, we've not gotten to that one yet. Let us be patient and see how it will turn out to be. But I think credit goes to the court for all that has happened just now in relation to this matter.
Okay. Now, Esther, now finally, please, I want you to comment on this time issue, because that is also a source of worry for all those that are so interested in this, matter, because they are trying to look at it that, hey, the PDP and other political parties now involved in this case, they should be careful, because we are looking at a case that is time-bound. So react to that.
So I think that, well, your earlier question of whether my party is ready.
Yeah.
That question basically should be thrown at
because of the time issue.
The APC. I think the party should, the APC should find a way to desist from such a hanky-panky and be ready to defend its victory in court. We are now in court. This is no longer an election where you have all the opportunities in the world to do and undo. So you are in court, defend your victory. Go to court, defend your victory. Stop trying to delay the process, and stop trying to buy more time, because the whole world is watching. But we do strongly believe, like our candidates have said yesterday, we do strongly believe that the judiciary will do the needful and give a fair and dispassionate judgment to ensure that future occurrences are corrected even before it occurs.
Okay. All right. So I want to say a very big thank you, Mr. Isosai, for joining us the handshake now, and also extend that handshake to Emmanuel Bakpolo there. So I want to say thank you for joining. Now,